Hi, my name is Alex Rose. My coach was Crystal Southern, and despite the crazy end of the academic year, I had a lot that I did and a lot that happened, so we've got a lot to go through. Alright, so as far as my goals for 2019-2020, I had three major ones that kind of cover a little bit of everything, but I wanted to better understand my leadership style, understand how I approach things, why I'm approaching them that way, and where exactly I can change things up and improve. I wanted to improve my leadership abilities, and that ties into understanding it so that I can improve it, finding out which areas for me are weakest, and what I need to change so that I can better impact my community in a positive way. And then expanding my boundaries is huge because sometimes I feel like I put myself in a little bit of a bubble, and I want to expand out because I feel if I can, improve my abilities and make myself more capable of helping people, then I should be trying to help more people than I'm currently reaching. So despite the crazy year, there were some big things I feel that I grew a lot in. Physical and mental health. So mental health came down to timing things out better, not worrying about the small things that I don't need to worry about, and setting a schedule, giving myself times for self-care. And that ties into physical health as well, because I had finally gotten myself into a better routine of going out for runs, going to the gym constantly, eating better, just taking care of myself. And a big part of that is because I need to be able to take care of myself so that I can, help take care of other people. And a lot of that was helped by self-reflection and understanding. Learning how to better look back at myself in the past, what I had been doing, the mistakes I had made, and the positive things I had done, and being able to understand why I did it and what I can do better. And being able to improve those two things helped me with my confidence and initiative because I had been very reserved, shy almost, when it came to certain things, and learning how to put myself out there a bit more, taking the initiative, taking the first step, and that's big on how I can make my impact because if I'm constantly worried, if I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not going to do anything. If I'm not improving, reflecting, understanding why I'm doing things or how to do it better, I'm not going to improve at all. I'm not going to make a good impact. But having that confidence and initiative helps me be the first one to step up and do something, which is sometimes the hardest part. The hardest part to most things is starting. But I feel that I am now confident enough and I have the initiative to be the one who starts something. So this academic year, while I was supposed to do it all with one organization, I did complete my hours with one organization, but I worked with multiple organizations. During the first semester, I had worked with a community orchestra who I had been a student with previously, and I had been a teacher with during my high school years. I went back as a volunteer, and I was instructing one of their groups. And unfortunately, there was a disagreement with the board. They decided to put their personal wallets over the benefit of the children, and I felt I couldn't work there anymore. But I had learned a lot about the kids, how I can adapt my teaching style to each individual child to best suit them, to best help them improve their skills. But also that there are fights that I should not fight. I should not try to take on an entire board of an organization because I'm going to lose that. And there's no reason for me to stress over that. As sad as I may be that I can no longer help those kids specifically, there's nothing I can do to fight, the owners of an organization in that way. The Therapeutic Horse Riding Center is actually very interesting. It's called Horsepower, it's near UNCG, and I decided to take on a role as a sidewalker. And this is me making sure that the children and the adults riding horses are safe while they're on the horses. Horsepower focuses on individuals with special needs and varying disabilities. So making some of them, can't hold themselves up properly. So you need to hold them up while they're riding the horse. And there's a lot of benefits to riding the horse. I don't need to get into that right now. But it's been a huge learning experience, and definitely big for me because I had no previous experience with horses, but right before COVID-19, all that stuff happened, they had started to have me leading horses, at least leading them out to pastures and all that, which was big because you need to have previous horse experience to be a leader there. So a lot of growth there for me, breaking a lot of boundaries. Personally, I'm not a super touchy person, but I broke out of that so that I could keep the students safe, and that was big for me. The farmers market was really interesting. I took an internship with Farmers Food Share at the local farmers market, and I had been to farmers markets previously, though not often, and it was really intriguing to be a vendor because you're back to people, you're meeting lots of new people, and it's just learning about a community that existed right next to me, but I hadn't really engaged with. And there are a lot of different people that you can meet, just being there. So that was, expanding my boundaries again, learning about more people and what they're interested in. And then odds and ends volunteering just refers to all the random little projects I did, helping with the food pantry, being a site leader for Martin Luther King Day. Recently took the position of VP of Service of NRHH KWMU. Just these random little things that I've done, but weren't quite as big as the three I listed previously. But they all play into this idea of me expanding my boundaries, learning how far I can go, where I can go farther, and just building myself up as a leader. When it comes to my motivations, it took a lot of self-reflection to really realize what gets me, because there's a lot. As far as personal experiences go, it's stuff like my grandmother, who was a banker, who decided to ditch that job and become a public school teacher in low-income Florida, and then public school teacher in low-income Charlotte. She could have kept that big, steady paycheck, but she took on a really demanding job and helped a lot of kids. And there are kids who, even today, going into college, still credit her in second or third grade for their success. And that's been huge for me because I want to be able to make that same kind of impact, that same selfless impact. As far as personal goals go, I do have this larger ultimate goal of being able to create an organization based around arts education and entertainment, that kind of stuff, where everybody has the chance to train in their field, their particular passionate artistic field, and bring it to a professional level. So, say a violinist comes and trains, they have the opportunity to become a professional violinist and actually make money. Which is the thing I noticed a lot of the students when I was working with the community orchestra. They couldn't see it as a profession. It was something to do while they were in school, but it's not something they could get a job out of. And I wanted to change that because a lot of people are very passionate and a lot of people are very talented, but they feel that they can't make a living off of it. The hours trap is something that I've noticed a lot of my peers get stuck in. It's this idea that you gotta meet your hours, do no more, do no less. And it's all about hours. It's not about the impact you're making, it's about hours. And I noticed it even with an organization I'm part of, where they'd pass out goodie bags for about 15 minutes. And they'd say, yeah, we'll count it as an hour. And I don't think that is the point of community service. And that's one of my motivations, is I want to actually make an impact. I don't just want to catch hours. And that's why I volunteered, beyond my requirement, It's because I feel like I can and I should be doing more than just, a set amount of hours. And then why not is really just, I'm capable of it. I have the time, I have the energy. There's no reason for me not to serve my community. I feel that, as part of the community, I can be an asset to that community. And I have the skills, I have the ability to do so, so there's no reason for me not to. Uh, Perhaps that's a lackluster response, but it's very honest. Uh, I could go into it's about, this or that, make something super poetic, which would be super cool. Maybe I'll put that in my biography. But it's more because I can, and there's no reason for me not to. So, of course, I'm going to dedicate myself to people because there's no reason for me not to dedicate my time to other people. So as far as my future goals go, continued campus leadership is still pretty big. I've got 2 more years left at UNCG, and there's a lot more that I can and want to do. I've taken on a role with NRHH as the VP of Service, and I want to change how we do service, because we're stuck in this hours trap right now. But I want to get it so that my peers feel that they can expand themselves and expand their impact through service with NRHH. And I want people to know that NRHH is there to impact the community in a positive way. I feel that we're not making an impact. Most people probably don't even know what NRHH is. So that's a big change I want to make. That's going to be a huge focus of my campus leadership. But I also want to stay in contact with my RAs, RHA, perhaps Impact if they'll let me. Definitely want to stay in contact with OLCE just to continue the leadership that I've already done, because I feel that while I've already done it, if I do it again, there's still more that I can learn. Continue connection with current programs. So with horsepower, with the farmers market, I already learned so much just being part of that, even for a little while. I feel that once I'm back in the area and once COVID-19 has started to settle down a bit and people are feeling safer, if I go back, there's so much more I can still learn. I can learn so much about the people, about why this type of service reaches them, how it works, and where it doesn't work, and what I can personally do to make a more positive impact and connect with these people more. Because I'm meeting a wide variety of people, I just need to learn more about them and how I can serve them best. And that will help me with my longer term goals. So no matter what happens, be it I decide to go straight to the workforce, I decide to do some type of service, I'm going to need leadership to do that. With my ultimate goal being to create an arts education program, international type thing, where people can go in as a student, learn their art form, and have the opportunity to get a career in that art form, and understand that their passions can make them money. It's not just about working that desk job all the time. It's about doing what you're passionate about. That's not something we really have yet. It's a whole joke about going to art school if you can't do anything else. I want to change that up. But to change something, to do something that hasn't been done yet, and to change the stigma around the unimportance of arts is going to take a lot of confidence, very strong will, but a lot of skill and talent to be able to know what to do, how to do it, and how to connect with the people I need to connect with. And that's what I'm developing right now. All of this, our stuff isn't just for resume items. This is for personal growth so that it can reach my longer term goal of making that massive impact that I want to make.